Hey guys, this is Robert with Malaya Law. We help entrepreneurs just like you start their businesses without dealing with complicated legal forms. We are also the #1 highest rated business law firm for entrepreneurs with more than 1,400 5-star Google reviews. Today we are going to talk about seller's permits and whether you need one for your business. To briefly answer the question, it is likely that your business will need a seller's permit if you are selling products through your business, so that the state can collect sales tax on those transactions. First, let me explain what a seller's permit is, though. A seller's permit simply is what allows your business to sell goods and services. Many states and local authorities require that you have a seller's permit so that you can ensure that you will be collecting sales tax and paying it over to your state. When researching seller's permits, you may get confused because there are so many different names and each state calls it something different. So keep in mind that seller's permits may sometimes be referred to as sales tax registration, sales tax permit, sales tax license, and many other names. But generally, when you are selling tangible goods to the public, you are likely going to have a seller's permit. However, when you are in the resale business, you may not always be required to have a seller's permit, and this depends on your state. The reason for this is because if you are selling wholesale, then it is not your responsibility to collect sales tax on those goods because the goods are going to be sold again to the end consumer. Therefore, it would be the retail seller's responsibility to collect the sales tax from the buyer charging the sales tax. Therefore, it would be the retail seller's responsibility to collect the sales tax from the buyer. Charging sales tax to the supplier and the retailer would result in double taxation. So you are now probably wondering how to get a seller's permit, and you may also be wondering what state you need to get the seller's permit for. Keep in mind that the process of determining what state to get a seller's permit in and how to do it is not very straightforward. However, generally, you should at the very least obtain a seller's permit in your state of incorporation. Keep in mind I am not an accountant, and you should speak to an accountant to determine whether you have a nexus in another state. If you do, then you will need to obtain a permit for that state as well. Once you determine the state that you need to get the seller's permit in, you must then fill out the state's application. This application will oftentimes ask you for your business name, social security number, or ITIN. It will ask you to estimate your monthly sales. If you don't have a social security number, then you can provide an ITIN instead, and if you don't have an ITIN, then most states will permit you to just provide them with an EIN number. Also, if you are unsure on how to get an EIN number, then feel free to watch our other video on EIN numbers or reach out to us and we will help you apply for your EIN number. When you are done filling out the application, you must then mail it or fax it to your state. In some states, you can do this online and obtain the seller's permit instantly. However, most states have a processing time of about 3 or 4 to 10 business days. Once you get the seller's permit, you should display it in your place of business so the public can see it. And if you don't have a physical store or office, then this doesn't apply to you. Additionally, you should speak to an accountant to help you pay your quarterly sales taxes. One last thing I want to mention is the idea of being sales tax exempt. Many of you guys are probably wondering how to purchase goods from a supplier without having to pay sales tax to the supplier. This generally applies to individuals that are doing Amazon FBA or other various online marketplace transactions. To purchase goods without having to pay sales tax, you will first need to register to collect sales tax. Once you do this, you will receive a sales tax number, and once you have the sales tax number, you can then provide a certificate of exemption or tax exemption certificate to the supplier with the sales tax number on it. And then the supplier should accept this and not charge you sales tax. Some suppliers will accept out-of-state sales tax registration numbers and tax exemption certificates. However, there are some states that will only accept a certificate from that state. In these situations, you will have to register to collect sales tax in that state and get a tax exemption certificate in that state as well. Overall, it is likely that the very least, you should register to collect sales tax in your state of incorporation. I recommend speaking to an accountant to determine if you have a sales tax nexus in another state. So if you're an entrepreneur looking to sell online or obtain a seller's permit in your state of incorporation, then click on the link below to schedule a free consultation with us. During the phone call, we will be able to help answer your questions, and we will hold your hand throughout the process. So go ahead and click the link below. And also, if you have any questions, then just post them in the comments below, and my team and I will help answer them as soon as we can. See you guys in the next video.